In this video, let's see the education code forces round 160 happened on 18th December, and it's the first problem in this rating increase. In this, you have been given a monocarp. It's a great solver of ad hoc problems. Recently, he participated in the contest and gained some rating. So he knew that before this rating was A, and after that it increased to B. What it means that it increased means B is greater than A. So he wrote both the values one after the another so that he do not forget him. And however, he wrote them so close to each other, he cannot tell the what value ends and where the second value starts. So basically, A and B are written adjacent without any gap, and yeah, just written in a sentence, and you have to identify what is value of A and what is the value of B. Obviously, they do not have a reading zeros. These are numbers do not have a reading zero. These are strictly greater than zero, and B is greater than A. That is also given, and they produce a given result A, B, written one after another. So let's talk about test case. I think it's straightforward to see the problem that okay, like what we have to do in this problem. So what we have to do, we have to identify what is A and what is B. So if I took this 2000 as A, the remaining part 2001 can serve as B, because 2001 is greater than 2000, and both of these condition, like another condition was that it should not start from zero, it means it should not have it should be a proper number. It should not have a preceding zero. So both of them do not have anything, and obviously they are greater than zero. And yeah, I think these were all the conditions that were there. B is greater than A, not zero, and yeah, all fine. So this, in this case, you separate them as this. Is there any other way? I don't think so. Like if there is not any other way, like because all these zeros, so the splitting point cannot be between, like cannot be before zero. So once you split, so where cannot we split? Obviously, this makes no sense to split before any starting point. Obviously, so this we cannot split here, because then the first number will be zero, so on, so on. We cannot start over there. Only valid starting point is either this two that you make 2001, or the second valid starting point is that one. So you get B as equal to one, what means that A is equal to this, like something which is very big, and it's not possible because B is greater than A, and you have to return multiple answer. And I think answer would exist if, okay, if it cannot exist, print -1 if you don't found any answer. So yeah, in this case, if this was also zero, you would say that answer does not exist, because this is the only valid breaking point, that this is one thing and this is another thing, and this do not satisfy the condition that A is greater than B. So what I was yeah, so let's see, we will find that case also. I think this is that case. You can stop at 200 comma 200, but that is not a valid thing, because A is equal to B has to be strictly greater than A. So in this case it's -1, right? So yeah, let's do this. My logic for this is just splitting the string at all possible common string, yeah, at all possible points. If I split and then I use substr function, right? Substr function can cost us order of n. I don't know, it will pass. I think it should pass for a problem, and I have not seen the constraints yet. But let me tell you a better approach, which is very straightforward also. So we can do that. So there is a string, and this is a current string. Okay, and how do we have the remaining string then? Okay, string dot pop back is order of one operation. Got it. And pushback is also one. So we take one from, like, how do we pop back exactly? I got an idea. If we can do something like current is equal to s, and let's call it ending part, and let's call it a starting string, that this is str. And what we do that end is looking like complete string. So in my case, let's take example for this 2000 and 2001. And so initially everything is this current. Okay, in one operation what we do, we push back obviously in str, but we have to pop back from this. Okay, but then we have to see greater than a less than thing also. How do we see that? We can reverse operation is order of n. I think we cannot skip order of n square over here. Okay, let's do order of n square. It should pass if n is up to, okay, length is up to 228, so there's no issue. Okay, let's do n square then. one of the straight way for doing n square is let's say the a is equal to stoi s dot sub str. You choose a starting point and then you choose a length. So starting point is obviously 0 always, and length can be I, and I is 1 to, yeah, it can be n as well. So in this case it will go from 1 to n. Okay, and then b would be equal to stoi string to integer sub str. Starting point will be I, exactly, and then you have I don't know, like you have to pass length, something like length, so it would be n minus, I don't know, I plus 1. Oh no, it should be n minus I only. Here it should be n minus I because first part length is I, the second part length has to be n minus I. And if this is fine, satisfy the condition that it's less than b, and what and a is not equal to 0, because if a is not equal to 0, let me say a is greater than 0, and then a is less than b, which means b is obviously greater than 0, so that's fine. So if you found this, you have to just see out yes, and like you got one of the possible combination. Okay, just print out possible combination, something like this, and do endl and just go to next. Okay, and yeah, otherwise you just say see out no. I think it was -1. Okay, and here is the next defined. So whenever you say go to next, it will jump directly to this line and the whole code will terminate. You can study about this function, right? It's not a kind of function, it's just just uh, it's just like line skipping technique, something like that. Bit slash stdc++ dot h. Let's run it on some test cases. String and for I have not defined this, my template for loop, the only template that I use, and I don't uh, for find. So this is the string. You chose the length of the string, then you go iterate over I equal to 1 to n, and then choose one of the part as a and the other part as b, and then see if the condition is true, and print a and b. stoi 0 to I. What is happening here? 3. Why is this? Okay, what is this? Test. S dot sub tr 0 to I. Can you print first of all the string? Let me call it as as equal to s dot, because I feel the issue is with a part, and then yeah, something like as, we can say. What? I think I forgot to take a c out. Oh, there's an issue that whenever you see just 2 and then you see all this thing, then you say that. Okay, so what I am saying is that your condition of that is that if s of I, I'm starting yeah, should not be equal to is equal to 0, just continue, something like that. I think say you can say that, or it should not be 0 rather than do that. Okay, now it should be fine, it should be very fine. This is the condition that I just explained that whenever we are choosing for something like breaking point and starting the another string, we cannot start and straight away that first character will be zero. Like in this case, first character is zero. So we cannot choose something like this. Hmm. I explained it very clearly, but then in code, it it is need to be how you take care of this, because when you convert this to stoi, it will remove the three zeros and this will look as 2 and this will look as 2001. So that is not good. So how do we remove it? We put this condition that we cannot start at something like 0. stoi is dot substr, call it 0 to I. Nothing now it should be because of this condition and this condition and this condition. These are the three conditions. Subst r 0 to I. What is the issue? Let me write stoi. Why am I struggling with the first problem? I'm not struggling. Obviously, there is no issue about the logic you get, but where is the main issue? Let me do this. What is an issue? Because this part was working fine. Continue. It was not declared. Okay, fine. Let me skip that. So basically, control is reaching this line. So control will reach every line, I think. Then ah, invalid argument in this part. Started I. What is the issue? Let me have BS also. A gives you like 2000. That's fine. You can cut off. Oh, are you trying to cut off at the last thing? That should not be it. It should be something. So we can just skip this thing and everything. Have this, and I think have this and this. Now it should work. This you cannot break at the last point. That does not make any sense. Okay, now it should be fine. I can check the correctness of the test case by myself. I think 200,000, 2, 3, 9. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, should work. Accepted. Due to problems. Okay, we'll connect with the next problem. Bye.